Supported by Alice Clayburgh Reynolds Foundation.
Bracken Cave is the home to the largest colony of bats in the world.
Each night, from early spring until early fall, what looks like a giant swirl of dark smoke emerges from under a small hill in the Texas Hill Country. It is millions of Mexican free-tailed bats heading out at dusk for their evening meal. The cave is on the Bracken Cave Preserve, a 1,500-acre tract of land about 20 miles north of San Antonio. It is owned by Bat Conservation International. Fran Hutchins is the director of the preserve.
The best we can find out from the discovery of this cave was back in the 1800s when this area was being settled, and the local people thought there was a fire because they saw this smoke in the sky. So Bracken Cave is a maternity roost for Mexican free-tailed bats. We have about 8 to 10 million pregnant females, and actually in the last week they've been giving birth. So our population is now around 20 million mommies and baby bats. The Mexican free-tailed bats are migratory, so they spend our winter in Mexico where it's warmer, and so they're here from March through November, and they migrate into the Texas Hill Country to have and raise their babies.
A day in the life of a Mexican free-tailed bat starts about 8:30 in the evening. That's when the bats emerge from the cave and fly at least 60 miles southeast of San Antonio. Dinner is served, and it is an important part of the natural pest control ecosystem.
And they're headed out where all of our corn, cotton, sorghum, where all our crops are. And that's their primary food, are our crop pests. This colony tonight's going to eat over 150 tons of bugs. So that's one of the reasons they're really important, is all the insects that they're eating, which are primarily crop pests. So they're saving the farmers from the crop damage and pesticides. They're out foraging for food all night long. So you got a over 100 mile round trip to where the food is. Then they're out all night long, and they come back around 5 in the morning. And they're all in the cave by 7:30.
The bats are a boon for Texas farms and small growers.
Some of our small, like our pecan orchards, peach orchards, grapevines, they're benefiting from these bats because of the insects they eat. So for example, Mexican free-tailed bats eat a pecan canker moth, which of course lays its eggs on pecan trees, so that helps protect some of these pecan orchards. Our Texas wine crops, the vineyards, are protected because they eat the little spittle bugs and the leafhopper bugs that eat grapes.
But often the larger growers rely on pesticides to handle insects, and that's a problem for these small creatures.
One of the issues is pesticides for Mexican free-tailed bats because they're eating the insects. So we actually have a research project going on right now. We're looking at pesticide levels in the blood of the Mexican free-tailed bat. So it's a study that we've got going on right now with Texas A&M.
In Texas and beyond, bats are extremely beneficial for plant survival.
The three biggest things are they're insect eaters, they're pollinators, and they're seed dispersers. So there's over 500 species of plants that rely on bats to pollinate them. One of the ones that we all are familiar with is agave plants, which is where we get tequila. But with the agave plant, the flowers have a really long tulip shape, and the tongue on these pollinating bats is 5 or 6 inches long. So when they stick their head in the flower to get the nectar out of it, their head gets all covered with pollen, and then they just go to the next flower.
As the bats carry on their important jobs every day, this is nature. It's the cycle of life, and it can be harsh.
There's a number of predators that feed on the bats. So on the ground, we'll have our coach whip snake, our Texas rat snakes, catching bats near the mouth of the cave. And overhead, we have a number of different species of hawks. So our Swainson's hawk, red-tailed hawks, peregrine falcons, they're catching bats in the sky. And then when it gets dark, we have the gray horned owls and the barred owls. We also have raccoons and skunks, ringtails, gray fox. They're all around the cave catching bats for dinner.
But the biggest threat to bats, not just in Texas but worldwide, is loss of habitat.
Protecting bat habitat really benefits a lot of other animals in that area. So for example, here at Bracken, the preserve is 1,500 acres. By protecting the cave itself, all the land around the cave is being protected, and the bats are benefiting from that. There's water for the bats, there's water for all the other animals and insects. That grass and the trees and all that other habitat, and this goes on worldwide. So whenever you're protecting that habitat for bats, you're protecting a place that they live, you're protecting the food that they eat and the water that they need. And all the other animals in that area are also going to need those items as well. So the bugs are eating the plants, the bats are eating the bugs, the snakes and other predators are eating the bats. So this whole circle of life happens. So we're protecting the largest concentration of mammals inside of 5 acres. And we're also protecting habitat for golden-cheeked warblers, which is an endangered migratory songbird. And we've got porcupines and white-tailed deer and gray fox and coyotes and just everything else that lives in the Texas Hill Country. So that's all benefiting by just protecting this one cave.
One small patch of Texas land doing big things.
Supported by Alice Clayburgh Reynolds Foundation.